What's up, guys? In this video, we're going to be talking about the ascending triangle pattern. This is number 3 of 8 bullish charting patterns we're going to be going over. Again, number 3 of 8. So let's get into it. So an ascending triangle pattern is a bullish continuation chart pattern that signals the potential for an upward breakout. So when you draw something that is going to be an ascending triangle pattern, you are drawing it because you are uptrending, and then you keep on hitting the same resistance multiple times while bouncing and making higher lows, and then eventually you break out. So we see it here on my little graph that I've made, but let's see it in the actual candlestick patterns. So let's see if you can see it. Pause the video and see if you can see it. If you can see it, awesome. We have a resistance here, and then we have our higher lows and our support. So we have also at the same time an upward move. Now, do you see how similar those look? Now, you're not going to be able to identify these charts just because you watch my videos. You're not going to be able to identify them tomorrow just by looking at a chart. What you need to do in order to practice is going through stocks and trying to find them. Use my videos as templates. Use my my infograph. Send me a DM or drop a comment, and I'll get this sent over to you absolutely free. And it'll help you be able to identify these better until you get to a proficient level where you can identify them by yourself. So back to the ascending triangle. So you're basically going to have a flat upper line that is going to be your resistance. What resistance is, if you don't know, it's essentially el resistance. So you cannot break through that. You continue to come up and bounce off of that, and it's just resisting you. It just keeps on pushing you away. While on the rising lower trend line here, we have support being made. So this lower trend line keeps on bouncing you off of it, supporting you and pushing you higher, continuing to bounce you higher and off of the support line while you are continuing to uptrend. And what a higher low is basically exactly what it sounds like. You have a low here, and then you have a higher low made. When you have a higher low made, if we pull it up on a line chart, it's bullish. It means that you are an upward channel, an upward trajectory, because you keep on making higher lows. So that's what I mean when I'm saying that. So, oh, said the wrong thing. So with an ascending triangle on a weekly chart, you want to tap it at minimum 2 times, but 3 plus is your is the best. And when you get close and then you tap it 1, 2, 3, 4 times, it's good. And then you tap the bottom once, twice, thrice, and then we consolidate. We continue to go higher, boop, 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 and then we have this breakout. And now, after we had the breakout, we haven't had a retest yet. There's still possibility for a retest here, but 80-90% of breakouts usually come back and retest, but not all breakouts come back and retest. So because this is meta and it's such a big name, it could not. It could say, you know what, that's good enough. We're just gonna consolidate here and then bounce. And if you watch my last video or my first video, what do we also have here? We also have that's right, bull flag. See? It's not that hard. You just got to practice and you just got to keep on seeing it. So this is why most likely we might not get the retracement. It could keep going, and then we get a bounce, and then we get a breakout of the bull flag, right? But we'll just have to see. So now let's move on into our measured move and measured timeline. And before we get into that, let's talk about our success rate. So the ascending triangle, when we have a breakout, it is statistical average of a 73% success rate, meaning that 73% of the time when you have a breakout on this chart, in this charting pattern, this ascending triangle, it will be successful. And like I always say in my other videos, in my other trading videos, my other trading ideas, when you have one probability, which this is the one of my high five setup, and you add four other high probability indicators that are all pointing in the same direction, which is higher, you increase that 80 or you increase that 73% to more like 80 to 90% on your trades. So that's why I'm all about the high five setup, my personal trading strategy. But let's get into the measured move. So to measure a move on a ascending triangle, you're going to grab the measuring tool over here. I would usually click the magnet mode, and what the magnet mode just basically locks into the bottom or the top of the candle, makes it a lot easier for you to get exact numbers. So we're going to go to this bottom candle, and you are going to go to the highest point within the support. So you're basically going to go to your support line that you created sideways, or sorry, your trend line that you created sideways, your resistance line. And what we see here is 22,911. And what that means is basically that's how big of a move that this will have since we had a breakout. So again, it's not certainty, but it's highly probable. So basically, what you do is remember 22,911, and then essentially you're going to go down here to where it broke out. Usually I go like right above it, so right there, and then I draw this up to 22,915. We can bring it down to 22,911 for a price of 773.55. We're just gonna go 773, make it even. We're gonna drop our line here, make it green because green is the color of money, and that is what we were going for on a trade like this. So that is how you measure the move. You measure it from the bottom candle where you start your bullish trajectory. It's always going to be on a green candle. It's going to be on the bottom. It wouldn't be down here because that's a red candle. It's going to be here with this one little limited red candle. A nice, basically, flagpole you have. And then you have your ascending triangle sticking out off of that. So next up, we're going to do our measured timeline. Our measured timeline is again from that point to the breakout. Copy paste that, drag it over, and we have a measured timeline of around end of June 2025 to get to a profit target of 773. So now you know how to find an ascending triangle, draw it on the charts, you know how to measure the timeline, and you know how to measure the move and get your profit target. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for number 4. We're going to be going over the bullish double bottom pattern. Catch you in the next one.